welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are taking the ultimate journey to indoor plant mastery. We're going to focus on one of the most resilient, beautiful, and air-purifying plants out there, the corn plant, scientifically known as Dracaena fragrans. So whether you are a complete beginner or you're just looking to, perfect your indoor jungle, consider this your definitive blueprint for success.
Because let's be real here, we all want that lush, striking floor plant that instantly elevates a room's aesthetic. But do you really want the high-maintenance attitude that comes with a notoriously fussy plant? Nobody has time for the diva energy of a fiddly fig, right? So if you want the dramatic look of a tropical tree, but you need it to be remarkably forgiving of the occasional forgotten watering, you are in exactly the right place.
So here's our roadmap for today. 1. Meet the corn plant. 2. Core care, light and water. 3. Environment basics. 4. Pruning and propagation. 5. Troubleshooting. And 6. Expert tips. We are going to build your confidence step by step. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. Meet the corn plant, the easygoing tropical tree. Today we're focusing on the classic, air-purifying Massangeana cultivar, which is famous for its bold yellow stripes and sturdy woody cane.
Let's start with some quick facts. What's incredible about this plant is its longevity. With just basic easy care, it can thrive for over 10 years. It's a slow grower, usually maxing out between 4 and 6 feet indoors, making it the perfect vertical accent for a corner. But, and this is absolutely crucial, it is toxic to dogs and cats. If ingested, it can cause severe issues. So if you have furry friends running around, you definitely have to be mindful of where you place it in your home.
Moving right along to Section 2, core care, mastering light and water. Basically, if you can nail these two fundamental needs, everything else is just a bonus.
Look, the corn plant is famously adaptable, but it definitely has its boundaries. The absolute sweet spot is bright, filtered light. Think, a few feet back from an east-facing window. This ideal light is exactly what keeps that striking yellow stripe vibrant. On the flip side, direct afternoon sun will literally scorch the leaves, leaving them with dry, brown patches. And while it tolerates low light like a total champion, complete darkness is a no-go. It'll cause its beautiful colors to completely fade out.
Now, let's address the elephant in the room. If you've owned a corn plant for more than a month, you've probably asked yourself the single most common and frustrating question in corn plant care. Why on earth are the tips of my leaves turning brown and crispy?
Well, the culprit is almost always fluoride sensitivity. Dracaenas have this extreme, almost traumatic reaction to the fluoride, chlorine, and salt hiding in everyday tap water. When you water them straight from the sink, those minerals build up and actually burn the leaf tips. To prevent this dreaded browning, a real game changer is to switch up your watering routine and strictly use filtered, distilled, or rainwater.
And that brings us to our golden watering rule. Water thoroughly, but only when the top 1 to 2 inches of soil feel completely dry to the touch. Because this plant is naturally drought tolerant, you can expect to water it maybe every 1 to 2 weeks during its active spring and summer growing season. But in the dormant fall and winter months, you gotta cut back significantly. We're talking maybe only watering every 3 to 4 weeks.
All right, Section 3, environment and feeding basics, creating the perfect home. Let's look at soil, temperature, and feeding to get that environment just right.
The main takeaway here is that the corn plant perfectly enjoys the exact same comfortable environments that you do. It thrives in standard indoor temperatures anywhere from 65 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And average indoor humidity? Totally fine, though it never minds a little extra moisture in the air. The big things to remember are to use a standard, well-draining soil mix. Throwing in a few handfuls of perlite is highly recommended, and you absolutely must keep it away from cold drafts under 55 degrees or direct blasts from your AC vents.
Now, when it comes to food, keep it simple, fertilize sparingly. This guy is a very light feeder. You only need to feed it 1 or 2 times during the entire spring and summer, and always dilute your balanced liquid fertilizer to half strength. Seriously, do not overfeed this plant. Excess fertilizer will quickly burn those beautiful leaf tips right off.
Up next, Section 4, pruning and propagation, managing growth and creating new plants. Once you have the basics down, it is time to graduate to intermediate skills.
First rule, don't fear the pruner. I know this can feel incredibly intimidating, but if your plant is getting lanky and hitting the ceiling, you just have to be brave. Take some clean pruning shears or a saw and chop straight through that woody cane to control the height. It is entirely safe. In fact, chopping off the top portion actually encourages new,
bushier leaf buds to pop right out of the cane just below where you made your cut.
And what do you do with that piece you just chopped off? Well, you propagate it. It's like getting a brand new plant for free. Just make sure your cane cutting is at least 6 inches long. Place the bottom end in a jar of water. Just remember to change that water weekly or stick it directly into moist soil. Keep it in bright, indirect light, and boom, in a few weeks, you'll see a healthy new root system starting to form.
Okay, Section 5, Troubleshooting. Diagnosing common plant issues. Let's arm you with the knowledge to instantly figure out what your plant is trying to tell you.
Here's a super handy diagnostic cheat sheet. See yellowing leaves? You're probably overwatering. If the leaves are suddenly just dropping off entirely, your plant is in shock, likely from a cold draft. Now, a mushy cane base is the absolute worst-case scenario. That signals root rot from severe overwatering. And if you spot white or brown dry patches right in the middle of the leaves, that's sunburn, which means you need to pull it back from direct light immediately.
We also got to talk about pests. Corn plants are fairly resistant, for sure, but they can occasionally attract spider mites, mealybugs, and scale. You want to inspect the little crevices where the leaves meet the cane. If you see fine webbing or little white cottony bumps, simply wipe them away with a cotton swab dipped in some rubbing alcohol. For anything bigger, an insecticidal soap or neem oil will do the trick perfectly.
Finally, Section 6, Expert Tips. Pro secrets for a thriving plant. To wrap up this explainer, I've got a couple of overarching secrets that truly make all the difference.
Here is a brilliant pro tip. Dust those large leaves monthly with a damp cloth. Those big, broad leaves naturally collect dust in our homes. And cleaning the foliage isn't just about making it look nice and shiny, it physically removes a layer of debris that actually blocks sunlight, which hinders the plant's ability to photosynthesize and breathe. And get this, here is one of the coolest hidden features of the Dracaena fragrans, rare blooms. While it's exceedingly rare indoors, giving perfect care to a highly mature plant might eventually reward you with a spray of incredibly fragrant white flowers. In many cultures, a blooming corn plant is actually considered a major sign of impending good fortune.
So if you take away absolutely nothing else from this entire explainer today, I want you to remember this golden rule. When in doubt, don't water. Really, that's the secret. This plant's native habitat makes it built to survive droughts. Underwatering is always safer than overwatering. If the soil feels even a little bit moist, just wait a few more days.
You now have the complete blueprint for success. Armed with the right water, the right light, and the courage to prune when you need to, you can totally enjoy the stunning beauty of a thriving corn plant in your home for years to come. So now that you know the secrets to keeping one of these alive and thriving for a decade or more, which room in your house is going to become your new indoor jungle?